One of my friends moved to the middle of nowhere in the Midwest. She's got a job similarly to me where she doesn't have to live in any specific area for her work. She could do everything from home. And she moved out to the Midwest, middle of nowhere, bought a huge piece of land, built a huge house. And she if you look at her house, it looks like an influencer house, you know what I mean? Where it's just enormous and she's got the greatest view ever. She's kind of in like, I say the Midwest, but she's more so like closer to the mountains and stuff. Dude, I look at that and I'm like, fuck. Fuck, man. Like that's so nice. That's so nice. But if she wants to eat food that she's not, you know, making herself, she wants to go out to eat, she has to drive a long time. And when she gets to that place, there are like 3 options, and there are more restaurants than that, but every option is basically the same type of food. So I'm like, you know, because I couldn't do that trade-off. For her, that's fine. She mostly cooks at home, and she doesn't eat food from any specific ethnicities that she can't, you know, buy the base ingredients for. So I was like, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could handle that emotionally. You know, I could not. Yeah, she's out there. She is. She's way, way, way out there. She have like a ranching license or permit. Well, I'm not going to give you personal information of hers, but that is the move. That is the move. You put like, you know, 2 chickens and a goat on your property, and then you go, I'm a farm, you know. I'm a ranch, actually. I'm not just a home. I'm a ranch. And then they're like, okay, your taxes are $2. That's what a lot of rich people do. They go buy a ranch in Wyoming and they pay some guy year round to take care of like 2 horses on it or something. And then their property taxes are $2. Exactly, Mike. That's what I was just saying. I'm telling you, rich people, Wyoming ranches, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. They all live in the same areas and they all buy up ranches, and it's a great way for them to sink their money, but not have to really pay anything on it. They just want it in an asset. And man, the stuff they do is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, you grew up in Wyoming? I didn't know that. So rich people basically get away with some shit there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware. I have one friend who I still talk to who comes from a rich family. One friend. And her family has 2 ranches in Wyoming, 2 different ranches. And they go out there every summer. They go out there. Oh, let's go to the ranch. Let's go ride our horses and hang out. And they're there so infrequently that they might as well just rent it as an Airbnb. So some of them started renting it as Airbnbs for the rest of the year, and they hire someone else in someone else's company to fully run that. They just are the asset owner. And then they get passive income from it. And I'm like, you know, it makes me go crazy. Insane. Your cousin's a property manager in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, and he just loves it. Drives around an ATV, makes sure nothing burns down. Yeah, exactly. Because they need someone who's physically out there to check up on their properties often. So that is like a necessary service for them. Easy money for you, I guess, if you do that. I guess. I don't know. You have an ex-coworker who takes care of Airbnbs and verbos. He makes about $175K doing most of the work himself. I've heard that people started doing that a bit more. Yeah. Wonder if you find a gig like that. I think that's a hustle. Your own entrepreneurship. You do something that gives you relevant experience, and then you kind of find your way into it. You probably have to be socially apt, right? Maybe it's something like you run a little cleaning service for a while, and you offer to clean some, maybe there's an Airbnb that you managed to get like a weekly deal with where you clean theirs after each thing. And then from there, you're like, do you want me to help beyond cleaning? I could help, you know, make sure that the key gets to the right person and collect the key at the end, right? I feel like it's one of those things where you weasel in slowly. Not weasel in a bad way, but you know what I mean? That's how it seems. Or maybe you're in real estate and someone you sold a house to then wants to have it be an Airbnb, and they ask you a question when you're selling it about like, oh, how does this work legally? You could be like, oh yeah, and actually, and if you need property management services on that, let me know, right? Like, I think it's a lot of people that are tangentially related to that sort of thing, and then they kind of like, yeah, they just network into it. Yeah, definitely a who you know thing. But I feel like if you want to do that, you can make it happen. You could probably make a website that looks legit, um, do one or two odd jobs that give you some sort of relevant experience relating to that, and then just be like, we have these services, and you just start cold contacting. That's it. That's how a lot of businesses start. Is you just it's the hustle. You said that was my previous job in the office team of one. Lots of under the table deals and compromises instead of payouts. Yeah, yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of people when they're in those hustle type jobs like that, um, where you know a guy, whatever, a lot of people get where they need to be by doing a lot of favors and going unpaid for a while. So a lot of people that become successful and have a business that eventually makes them a bunch of money, if they started out on that kind of hustle, you know, you feel good for them because you know that they probably went unpaid just doing like work for resume experience and everything for a long while before actually managing to get payouts. So more of a delayed gratification kind of thing. I think streaming is like that too, where you stream and you make nothing at first and you treat it like a hobby, and eventually if it makes money, that's cool, but it has to offset all that time you spent not making money earlier. So even if you make really, really good money later, you have to consider that you probably put years into it not making anything, right? And now you're playing catch up on that a little bit, because very rare that someone starts out and just makes money like right from the get-go. That usually takes years. It's the case with any business typically. You got a decent job because you were in a Destiny 2 clan with a guy? Okay, unironically, a lot of my friends have gotten into good jobs because they knew someone online from gaming with them or being in a community with them or something. And it's kind of nice to see that the who you know thing doesn't end in real life. It also kind of translates to online connections you make, which is nice. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to stop there. It's not like you have to literally go outside every single time. Does that work better? Probably, but I'll go, oh, you're right. Next time I'm sick, I'm going to cough on your child. What do you want me to say to you? I don't know.